Hey there, welcome back. So, we have ourselves an endgame situation. I am currently in the Singularity Age, which is the final age of the game. And so, what happened when I got here is I was given the message that the first player that gets to, I want to say 4,000, 40,000 prestige, triggers an end game, and then it's just whoever has the most points wins. Um, there are 6 techs for me to research here. Um, I don't know if I'll be able to research them all. I am absolutely dominating this game. The standings, you can see I'm at 37,000 and the next closest is at 14,000. They're in the machine age while I'm in the singularity age. And just to put that in perspective, they just got here, which actually is pretty good. They were for the longest time here. So they finally made it to Act 3. Yeah, and I'm all the way up to here. Okay, what have I learned? Well, I definitely want to play again, and I promise that if I do play again, I'm going to record to let you see some of the lessons learned. I have actually watched some YouTube videos from some people that are doing really well at this game. They have some interesting, opening moves that they do, and some of them, it boils down to your play style. Um, I had mentioned at the very start that the AI likes to encroach upon you, meaning that they could have all the real estate in the world, but they're going to put their city right next to yours. And that's exactly what happens at the higher level difficulties. So some folks have a strategy where they crank out military units and they take over that city. So the whole plan is to take over that city from the start. And there's, to be honest, that's probably the most ideal way to play if you're looking at like just having the best power in the game. But it's definitely not the way I like to play. I mean, as you can tell, I never declare war on anybody if I don't have to. Um, I like to play peaceful games, and like the part that interests me is the micromanagement and the economy is what's luring me to this game, not the war and combat. But with that said, Moscow here is size 28. They could grow 2 more. As you can see, I need 17 more food to pull that off. They cannot expand. In fact, they have one claim, and there's nowhere to go. So I boxed myself in. Now, granted, I'm size 28. There's only 2 more growths left in the game. Technically, I hit the box in at 27, or when I got to 28. So when I go to 29, I'll have 2 points, and I actually will be able to take one of these other zones because it does let you keep expanding once you have 2 or more. Um, and then by the time I get to 30, I would never be able to spend that point. Moscow has open space, so even though I'm boxed in, I managed it well. And in fact, I'm building a bunch of military units right now, just to build them. I really don't have a reason to. The AI completely fears me, and there's nothing that they can do to me. Um, but I'm building them just because I want to, see what it's like. Um, you can see I got a whole bunch of stuff here, and there's a lot of things I guess to talk about. So let's talk about them. Um, Keeping these quality of life stats high when you get to these, uh, I would say level 24 and beyond, is really challenging. I don't know what causes the value to go negative, but in order to have a green value, you have to keep adding points to this scale. So for whatever reason, when the size goes up, the negativity goes down, and that negativity I'm referring to is the negative to these stats. So I'm sure there's somebody out there who has published what that is. Um, it's a little bit of guesswork for me, but it's definitely negative. I mean, I have gotten this security up to 100 just to have it drop back to 50, dozens of times by now. So I'm building these military units, and I have like 6 of them queued up. So um, it might be a while before I build something else. I actually might shift because I have another city that does not have a lot of free spots like this one, and maybe I should start building more factories or whatever. Speaking of which, well, before I move on to factories, um, whoops, I want to talk about these things. So let's close the improvement. Yeah, I'll speed that along. So we have a lot of stuff like, for example, the bread gives us health and food. The more interesting one is the stove, which gives you +1 bonus food fertility. Fertility is the key word. It's not just generating a bonus food. It's a bonus fertility. So if that region has 3 food in it, it then becomes 4, or the 4 becomes 5. This is huge. And the only way you're going to get to this size 28 city is to have that stove. The other big one is the refrigerator. It's getting me 50 food. I'm sorry, 100 food and 25 city health by having this refrigerator here. The glass windows are actually just giving me health. And then right here, the mobile phone, 20, 20, 15, 10. And even with all those bonuses, I'm still barely keeping up. Um, at some point, my technology got well enough that the grocer who was making this switched to that. These canned foods can only be made by the grocer, nobody else. So I'm cranking out 0.6 of them, and I'm using 0.3, and they give you 100 growth, 100 food. So this was very important to even get to where I am. And then as far as like as you can see, I'm down 17 food. I need to just move around my, like I got this industrial mine thing going. We're going to take all those off. And come down here and bang, bang, bang. And then put a tractor on. And boom. Now I'm at 20. So I'll be able to grow to 29. I just need positive food, and then the city growth happens. And the growth is based on your health. This determines, you can see we're getting 80 or 50% city growth plus 50%. There's a lot of other things that are contributing to the growth as well. If I hover over it, will it tell me? Well, it's showing that I'm getting plus 109,000. I don't know what that means game turns, but it looks like, currently it's going to be 15 turns. I mean, that's what that little 15 is. And then it's very important to point out, like, I'm going to go to a 23rd claim, which means I'm going to have 2 leftover claims, and I'll be able to claim something. My experts is going to jump up to 52, so I'm going to get 3 more experts. The amenities stays the same. The amenities is this stuff here. And the research jumps by 5. Production jumps by 5, and the tax multiplier by 5. So this growth is important for getting more research. You can see I'm at 251. The production is only 131. I say only. I mean, you start the game with like 1. But 131 seems low. But you can see that I'm boosting it by things. Like the happiness alone is making it get another 46. Which is amazing. Well, I'm sorry. The base value is 40. The happiness is doubling it. So that happiness is huge. And you can see our skyscrapers. This is a Triumph that I built, adding another 3. Different factories are adding 111. And then you can see my dry dock and other things are adding more. So anyways, we have that going on. And then let me show you the factories. Actually, all the crafting, right? So this is a great little tool. I didn't appreciate it when I first started playing, but this is an amazing tool. It has all your crafting things. I just wish there was a harvesting one as well, but there isn't. So first of all, aircraft factory. I have one of them. Aircraft factories make one and only one good. That's the fuselage. And these are necessary components to build things like the stealth bomber. You just have to have them in your inventory. Alright? I'm going to zoom out so it's not so noisy. Then for the armories, I'm just producing gunpowder. You can see I have 516 of them. So I have way more gunpowder than I ever want. But that's all I'm doing with armories. The artisan studio, I'm making pianos, of which I'm getting 0.1 a turn. So I'm basically getting one piano every 10 turns. They're used in the Residence and Skyscraper. They give a small boost. You could use them as an amenity, and I am using them as amenity somewhere because you can see I'm consuming 0.1. And then this is the statuary, which this 3 prosperity for each culture district is really darn good. This one is happiness for each culture district, so they're both like culture based. I would possibly produce another something something, you know, like, but there's nothing. So this artisan studio is not the greatest. The biggest thing about having the artisan studio is I have, you can see here, I'm creating masterpieces there, and that's probably where the value of them is. Um, okay, bakeries. I still have lots of bread, but these preserved food is better than bread. Um, just to give you perspective, that gives 50 city food and 40 growth, whereas the bread only gives 10 and 10. It's just that I'm making both bread and this, and cities are using both because I need so much food so badly that I need both of them in my cities. So I have 3 sets of bread, and then I'm making these 2 because even though this is not nearly as good as the other ones, I'm still having cities use these as well. And in fact, you could always tell. Just divide this by 0.1, or hover over it actually, it tells you right there. I have 4 cities using the pastries. And then for the bread, you can see I have anywhere that you see a point something something, that's somebody's using the bread. And then the -1 means an industry there is using the bread. Oh, you can hover over it. Oh my gosh, I'm learning things. The monastery is using that one, and that's being used as an amenity. And then that's an amenity plus the pub. And pub, bakery, and amenity are using it there. Now you may be asking, oh, hold on, how can a bakery be using it? Well, the pastry is consuming a bread. To make this, I'm consuming one of those. And then these here, like I said, you can see that they're being consumed by all of our cities. Okay, move on to the next one. Bazaars. This is really just a trade post. They give you 20 prosperity, which is not horrible. And you can see I'm using it in 5 different cities because I have a deficit of prosperity. They can be used as input to make these other things, but I've never made enough of these. I don't produce enough bazaars, as you can tell, to make that a thing. The butcher shops I have a ton of, but they're pretty much maxed out. The only thing that I learned about the butcher shop is there is a venison option. It's just it's not showing because I don't have deer or whatever in my lineup. Okay, let's move on. Cement plant. Cement. You having 3 of these has finally caught up. You can see I have 161 surplus now. See that up here, right there. That surplus was really hard to achieve. Well, excuse me. There was a period where I needed cement so badly just to upgrade my buildings. So this is like one of those, you know, you call those bottlenecks or critical paths. And you know, there's a point in the game where you just need more cement than you can possibly produce. And these 3 cement plants have been able to keep up. There's only one central bank, and we're producing this, and I am using it in a few spots. It gives trust prosperity. Ceramic shops. I'm making toilets, which I'm barely using. You can see I hardly use them. They could be an amenity, but yeah. really should change that. These glasses, the glass windows I'm actually using, and the stained glass I'm not using at all. You can see I'm at 54, and in fact, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, but glass is something I desperately need. So I'm going to go ahead and kill that, and let's make some glass. We'll do that. You don't want to spend silicates too much. I know I have 4 left to spend, but these are very much needed for electronics. So I'm going to just go ahead and just do wealth, and call that a day. I should have done this a while ago. The glass is something I just need so much. We'll do materials this time. Okay, so that was actually a good exercise to convert those to glass. Now, I am producing glass in factories, and we're going to get to those in a second. Here you can see I'm producing 17 glass a turn, and I'm only consuming 2. But it's not the consumption per turn. Anytime I'm building skyscrapers, and I'm upgrading from residential to skyscraper, or I'm building laboratories, all of them consume glass, like 25, 30 at a time. So huge chunks of glass are needed. The fact that I have 39 is nowhere near enough. Alright, so just to show you, this is a data center is a upgrade to the radio tower. That requires timber, materials, but the electronics, it's going to take 50 out of the 50 I currently have, and 20 of the machine parts that I have. So it's a big upgrade. And it wasn't what I was looking for, but it's a good one to point out. We have nuclear power plants. I'm on the verge of completing one. So we're going to see how those look. The pharmacies are getting powerful because of this gene therapy thing, but we don't have that unlocked yet. There's these things like public playgrounds. It boosts your city happiness. Has a little bit of masterpiece stuff. But this is what I'm looking for. Research lab. 20 glass to build 1 research lab. And that's not even the upgraded one. That's a cheap one. There's a fusion one. I may have already built it. Gosh, I wouldn't know how to find it. But there's a fusion research lab that takes even more. And you can see, look here, the zoo takes 30 glass. So a lot of stuff is taking glass. The gears, these machine parts, are used a lot. The glass is used a lot. Cement is used a lot. So, like, in terms of like what resources at the here you go, skyscraper uses 10 glass. So, what stuff do you need at the end of the game? My gosh, you need silicates. So you can build the electronics. You need glass. The thing is like silicates are very specific to building electronics, but they're so critical for electronics that like early in the game you're going to have these silicates and no real use for them. Just accumulate the crap out of those, so that way you can make electronics later. The cement, like I said, is something that you never have enough of. I'm just now starting to have enough. The these machine parts, as you can see, I have 107 of them. I'm just now starting to have enough of those, but those have been a critical path for me as well. The moving on here, so you got like a SAM battery defense, which is an interesting one. It requires explosives, so this consumes 15 explosives. I'm only producing it with 1 thing, but it's enough. Let's keep going. We got the public playground, like I said. Nuclear power plant's almost done. The hotel is an upgrade to the pub, but it still only produces a gourmet meal, which is already used from the beginning of the game. So it's just another way to produce stuff like that, but it does generate prosperity and wealth. So it's a really nice upgrade to the inn. I don't build this as much as I should. As you can tell, I I was upgrading the prosperity by doing other things like this mint tier gives you 15 prosperity. I could replace this coin with a hotel and have the same achieve the same effect. Hotel's definitely not a bad thing. Factories never have enough. We're going to get to those in a second. This data center, we talked about that already. Um, Airport doesn't do anything but give you prosperity and a little bit of growth. You would think you need it for your military or whatever, but you don't. You need the Air Force Base for that. And then, like I said, the aircraft factory we already saw. Actually, what we should do is go to a city. We have this new city here. They're just size 5. So now you're seeing everything, right? Um, One major gripe I have with this game, if something, so like, come on, the bazaar. See how the bazaar is an upgrade from the trading post? So this was the first iteration. This is the level 2, right? I don't want the trading post to also be on my list. It should be. Um, I want those to go away, and I think the trading post does show up on here. It's going to make a fool out of me. Yes, it is. So, um, that was just a bad example. How about skyscraper? Right? You got residence and dwelling. So skyscrapers there, residence is right here. So I want the most upgraded of them to be on this list. And don't get me wrong, I understand, especially with this being a brand new city, I can't afford to build skyscrapers right away. Or if I try to build a skyscraper right away, it's going to take me 30 turns, and the residence is only going to take me like 10. So there's reasons why you may want to build the middle ground. But for this list, I want to be able to check a box and only see the top iteration. It'll make the list a lot shorter. The other thing that's missing is sometimes I'm like, here, okay, I need to improve my knowledge. I want to only see the buildings that will improve my knowledge. I just want to check a box right here at the top that has a picture of the knowledge. I want these same symbols right here along the top, and I can just click on them, and then this filters to buildings that will help me improve my knowledge. That would be a drastic improvement to this game. Now, they do have this filter system here, but it's stupid. It's absolutely dumb. Harvesters, crafters, masterpiece, military, or generic. It's just dumb. Um, I guess you could narrow it down to just the harvesters if you know you're looking for the mines or whatever. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Okay, so getting back to this, the art gallery will let you. Apparently, all it does is city happiness. I thought it did more. My apologies. The cathedral we've seen before. The chemist is just a downgraded version of a pharmacist. The clinic, of course, was something we built a lot of in other cities. Let's keep going. There's that fusion research center we were talking about. Movie studio. This lowers your prosperity by quite a bit, but improves your security. I don't know why that lowers prosperity, but I guess it does. Opera house. Um, Gives you a bigger chance that musicians are going to come to your city. The SAM battery defense, we might have already talked about that one. This one's a weird one. It doesn't actually boost your security, but I think it's absolutely necessary if you are dealing with AI enemies who have Air Force. Here we go. Stadium. Oh, we talked about that one. Here's another one. Top secret military base. So it gives you minus 15 prosperity. It costs a boatload of stuff, but you know the electronics is probably the biggest demand, and it'll produce gears or cybernetics. It's the only thing that I have that produces cybernetics, so I can start building robots. And so I have my top secret military base making cybernetic right now. The water treatment plant is a great city health one. Wind turbines can create power out of nothing, but lowers your security. And you can see I have one in Ufa. And then the zoo we already talked about. The only other one is the solar power plant, and look again, it takes 50 glass. So again, so much demand on glass. Excuse me, the solar power plant though can only be built in sunny areas, or dry, or these brown areas. Anyways, that was probably more information than you wanted to know, but I've been playing this game for many hours since the last time I recorded, and so I'm going to speed that up. So this is my new city. I'm always speeding their research as much as, or their development as much as possible. So we covered boxed in. That's right. We were going through the factories here. The chemists can be upgraded to pharmacies, and you can see I never even bothered on 2 of these. The city halls, of course, are what all of our cities are up to. We have one cobbler making a belt. I don't need these belts worth a darn. I mean, we can make shoes, I guess. You see, I got 222 of them. But try to make shoes. There you go, I'll start making shoes. I don't think it's going to make a lick of difference. The cobbler, to me, was a waste. I got multiple coffee houses. I have more coffee than I ever care to talk about. The coffee houses, as you can see, I have 197. They don't do anything for me other than produce coffee. So alright, moving on. We were at, what, coffee houses? Distilleries, no change. I'm just making one of each type of alcohol. And just to show this one, I have a surplus of 47, 72, 103. Here we go. Here's the big one, factories. So you can see I got 2 of them on engines, 1 on plastics, 1 on industrial tools, 1 on those gears, machine parts, electronics, air conditioners, metal tools, another industrial tool, computer, metal and machine part, stove, another engine, another gear. I think that's the 3rd one on gears. I have 1 making glass, and then plastic, refrigerators, glass again, electronics, and computers. So yeah, I have a lot of them making glass here. And this one, for example, is making 4.5 a turn. So we could, it's like the electronics were sort of keeping up. Like, for example, there's TVs to make, there's drones. I never bothered making these metal pots too much. This is a big one, radios. They're needed for mobile SAMs. Haven't bothered to make too many of those. But for the most part, I'm happy with where my production is. I'm actually going to leave these guys on glass. Oh, I'm not done. There's more. So yeah, we're starting to make plastic. That's my latest thing I'm making. And this one here, microwave oven. Might be interesting to make. These two, they're on my, if I had another one list, but right now I don't. And yeah, so I'm making glass, and I'm finally making computers, which really boosts the output by a lot. Computers are good. All right, let's keep going. So after factories, just one flower field. I have foundries making nothing but steel and metal ingots all the way down. And I'm using almost all of it. They let you build 9 foundries in the game. I recommend you build all 9. Apparently I have a gathering hall somewhere. In Korkeg. What the heck is Korkeg? I don't even... Oh, this city. I see. Yeah. So that gathering hall could stand a upgrade. We'll go ahead and get that queued up. Alright, there's only one general hospital in the game, and we're making medicine right now, but there might be more. As you can see, I have more medicine I can care to deal with. It's only used as an amenity. It's just, there's nothing to produce that matters. Some of the YouTubers keep talking about how those are the most important things in the game. I strongly disagree, but maybe we just have different play styles. So, keep going. The granaries only make one thing. And then somebody in the Steam forums posted some really hardcore math that these granaries, they boost the nearby farms, but you're better off just building another farm. So the only reason to build a granary is to make these, and you can see I'm making way more than I need, and I have big surplus. But there's nothing else to produce with them. Maybe if I run out of space, I can destroy a granary to make space, but right now I don't need to. The Great Hearth. Oh, that's right, because that's my starter stuff. That doesn't upgrade for me. How on earth am I seeing all the different cities here? Oh, never mind. I'm just getting confused. There's the Great Hearth right there. Okay. Only one grocer. I already talked about that one. The hotel, I already talked about. Libraries only make books. I don't think they make anything else. You can see I was boosting them for a while. I don't need to boost them anymore. So I don't bother. Like some of the farms that are producing like grapes, I don't upgrade them. I don't do anything with them. Because I have more than enough grapes. I never need more. I sort of wish if you had surplus stuff, you could sell them. That would be cool, but that's not how it works. Alright, the mint makes the coins. Nothing changes there. Monasteries, we're producing paper here, but we've been producing non-stop dried food goods. The cities really do like those. I highly recommend the monasteries. You only need enough to feed your cities, but it is good. The pharmacies. Here you can see I'm making fertilizer with one of them. And then the vaccine, and I'm also making medicine again. So I got 2 of them making medicine. So I got way too much medicine going on. So this could actually stand to change. The fertilizer, I actually do need. So I'm letting that continue. All the farms use them. And you can boost here. So like the ceramic pot can be upgraded to plastic container now. And like, look at this production. 618. Actually, it didn't go up that much. But then the computer jumps it to 916. Perfume is really just an amenity thing. There's going to eventually be the genetics thing that we can make. So I'm just going to make some explosives. And we have plenty of fuel, plenty of gunpowder. I don't want to spend a coin. So we're going to make 2 explosives a turn. That's way more than enough. Alright, so that's the pharmacies. Power plants making power. Both of these should be fully upgraded to make as much as possible. I have 197 queued up. I do not think that that's too much. I am very happy that... but you can see I have 2. Now I am making other types of power producing entities, and you'll see that in a second. The print shop. Sometime between the last video and this, it was producing books, and I switched it. We're now making encyclopedias. We can also make photographs, which you can see just as a happiness thing, or maps, which is another, amenity. But the encyclopedia is definitely... Or no, I'm not making I'm making newspapers, and I only have 8 of those. And you can see I actually I need to produce more. So I got it maxed out. There's nothing more that I can do except maybe add an expert or build another one, which I'm not going to do. So that was what? Print shops. Pubs are just making food. The refineries. Fuel, fuel, fuel. Look at how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. And believe you me, you need all of them. I think it shows that I'm making 24 and I'm consuming 12 or 13. So you would think, well, you got a nice surplus there. Yeah, I could maybe destroy one of these, but almost every industry needs fuel, like when you're upgrading farms and whatnot. So fuel is something you need a lot of. So I built a lot of refineries, and very happy I did that, because now fuel is no longer an issue. The shopping mall is where I build the cell phone. Stables is still producing all the old junk. I don't think there's anything new. You could delete these. I just don't, because there's no... If I need the room, I will. Tailors, nothing new. I use the cloths. This is probably the one thing I have 739 of them. I don't really need to produce more, but look at this. There's nothing else to produce. Tanneries, same deal. We got 191. It is what it is. Top secret military base, I have 1. Making the cybernetics. 0.1 a turn. It's actually taking me 10 turns to make 1. And I'm cranking on it. The only thing I don't have is... It cost me 5 coins. Or 1 trade good, which I don't have. So if you really want to try to boost it further, you're going to need to do that. And I even have all 3 experts assigned to it. I'm producing 1 every 5 turns. My apologies. It was 1 every 10 until then I added these 3 guys. They were actually able to reduce it by 5. Alright, so after that, Topiary Parks is just flowers. The town center... Oh my gosh, I have a town center? Let's get that upgraded. Universities are making books, and I can easily afford... I'm gonna make another one do encyclopedia. There we go. We're gonna make 1 every 4 turns. Then encyclopedia actually fuels it, so 122. Look at that, 326. It just shot it right up. Those computers are sweet. Just like real life. And vehicle factories. two of them for tractors and one for regular vehicles. The regular vehicles can be used as amenities, but they're used to make all these military units. So you can see I'm just barely making enough. I have 22 though in surplus, so I don't see myself making 22 military units anytime soon. But that's what you want to do. You don't want to go bonkers. These though, I'm making .7 a turn, and I only have a surplus of 4, and I could spend those just in one city alone. Um, so I never have enough of those, and in fact, I probably need to figure out how to build another. But here's the problem: steel. I'm okay now, right? I'm with all my foundries. I have enough steel, and like I told you, I have enough fuel. It's this one. I'm only producing 3 of these, and if I build another one and apply the combustion engine to it, it's consuming 1/3 of my total combustion engines, and I do need combustion engines to build other things. So, just as like a one-time cost. So, it's that's a very difficult one to get those vehicles going. And then lastly, we got the windmills doing the paper stuff, and there's not much else to. I mean, they do the same thing that monasteries do. I mean, if you want, like, some of these can upgrade, and then you're making more. But yeah. So, pretty cool. Look at that. Alright, so I think I now successfully, but that's the thing. This game has a lot of micromanagement to it. And you could say, well, my gosh, that's a lot to keep track of. A lot of this, once you get the dials and levers set, you don't need to go back and tweak them very often. What we just did, you saw me go through, explain to you how I have the dials and levers set, but then I did tweak a few, because like it reminded me, oh, I don't need this anymore, so then I tweaked it. The key thing to understand when you're playing this game is any resource, like this one. This is what you want to look at. I'm making 1.5 of them and I'm spending 0.8. As long as you have equal or surplus, your dials and levers are where they need to be. If this red number is more than that one, then you're in trouble. And you're going to start burning your surplus units, and eventually you're going to run out. And that's what's going to cause you to, no longer have enough of those for whatever industry's using it. So here you can see I'm at minus 82 food. Most of my game is playing the okay, do I have refrigerators? Do I have all the food options here? And I'm seeing that they're missing a food option. So what can I replace? Like that one's 25 prosperity. I probably don't want to replace that. But this one is only 3 knowledge. So I'm going to replace the encyclopedia, and I'm going to go for the canned food, which is right here. And then boom, I'm at plus 18 food, and I'm well on my way to continue growing. So that's all you really have to do, is just make sure that you're getting positive food, which means your city's growing. Like we're going through all of our cities here. This one is a problem because I'm at my capacity. So I need to upgrade to a skyscraper, which you can see that I'm doing here. And I'm going to queue up the next one and the next one. So there's a lot of upgrades I need to do with this particular city. And since it's already capped, I'm just going to... I have 6,600. I'm going to spend some money to speed that along. Alright, and then here's another city. And look at this. I got 3 plus signs. I haven't even assigned anything. I probably should. But I'll figure that out later. And then here's another one with 3 plus signs. And look at that. I get to expand. So these all require 2. But this one I can expand into. Now, I'm trying to avoid taking this one because Ufa can take this one. That's some of the dilemma. I'm definitely getting boxed in. And here you can see we have... Now, I have started to go to the harvesters, because I want to... If there's a rare resource, that's not a rare resource for me right now, as you can see. I'm doing fine. And like with the oil, I'm also doing fine, right? With oil. Um, but like this one, I wasn't doing fine for the longest time. So you can see I have 3 guys assigned to boost the output. So then I go to the crafters, and like the factory here that's making computers, I definitely want to boost that. So I just spent one of my guys on that. I got the fuel boosted, the steel boosted, the university I'll boost as soon as it finishes. And then a little system I do is if I have extras, I put it on the city hall, because then I know bing, bing, bing to uncheck those when I got other industries that use it. But you have to go back to improvements because some things like the altars or the citadels or the water treatment plants, as you can see, have a spot for you to put somebody. The industrial farm, I don't know how I missed that. I should probably put something there, but we're okay. I'm getting a little lazy because I'm near the end of the game, so I'm not like aggressively filling in all the amenities. So here we go. So Ufa needs to produce something. And if I look at the zones, Ufa has plenty of space. Oh, another challenge I have, the fishing nets. To make an industrial fishing farm requires 30 machine parts. That is a huge cost. So I've been making regular fishing nets everywhere instead of the industrial ones because I can't afford to make the industrial ones. It spends all my machine parts and I'm not producing them quick enough. Oh, I have produced uh, some triumphs. I was going to say wonders. These are the ones I can produce now, and then these are the ones I can't. Um, I don't know how much they excite me, to be quite honest with you. Like they give you plus this and plus that, um, but the amount of like the fact that you lose a whole region to build them, I think the reason you do it is for points. So if you were playing multiplayer and you're neck and neck with somebody, maybe it's better to crank these out because like this will get you 325 prestige. And remember, I said the game ends when you're at 40,000 something. So maybe that's a nice way to get some prestige. Like that's 375. That's 550 prestige. Whew. So there you go. I can build the Sagrada Familia. I mean, there's a nice 3-section spot here. If I want to do that, it doesn't even look like it takes serious resources. I could get 550 prestige, and it helps me build others. So, all right, let's do it. Let's build the Sagrada Familia. I just want to look at... Oh, that's 550 as well. Sure, we'll build the General Hospital. And there's a reason I'm saying that. John Hopkins is one of my goals. Now, here's something that burns my bacon. They gave me this goal to build the ironworks. I have an ironworks. So, it's definitely a defect in the game. And here's how the defect gets triggered. I built the ironworks before it gave me the goal. The goal appeared after I had built the ironworks. So, you can only build one ironworks. There's no other ironworks to be built. So, I got this stupid goal on my list here to be the first to build it, and I had it built before the goal even arrived. And the game doesn't go and check to see if you already had it built. Because I should have automatically gotten this one for 300 points. But I didn't. Okay, let's hit enter. Also, I'm in a golden age, so I am getting extra prestige. Says I'm marching towards my 40,000. So here you can see we got another claim. And Ufa here can only claim C zones, or these two over here. And that's what I'm saying, like these two are competing with each other. Um, I'm going to go ahead and take a C zone. And then you can see we got more of these. Sometimes this is painful because you're like, okay, I'm scrolling. But it grew, and it's actually short on... that's not what I meant to do. But sure, we'll assign a tractor and get all that going. You want to put your 3 guys where the tractor is, of course. Okay, so then all that means is we have to... Oh, look. It's finished. I had never built one of these before. So it makes 1 a turn. It's just automatic. There's nothing you do. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to make a skyscraper. We'll speed that along. Speed that along. Got more stuff built. I just built a university over here, probably because the knowledge was so poor. I have plenty of books and coffee, so I just flood it. The computer's the only thing I'm limited on, but I even give it that. And yeah, now we're building these encyclopedias. And this one, I don't care. One every 3 turns is more than enough. Alright, so the reserve is done. Speaking of which, so if I wanted to, you can see there's this armada, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4 of them right now. So a flotilla takes 4. And I'm not aware of any special formations or anything. But if I go to the land ones, it goes all the way up to division, which is 6. And then you can do something like this. Now, here's what I've learned. You can put this rifleman on here even if he doesn't satisfy the symbol. But the coalition gives you a 10% strength bonus only if the symbol matches. So you can always put any unit in the coalition, because maybe you just want 6 units bundled together. The 10% bonus will go only to the units that have the symbols that match. Now, if we're getting back to the, and then we also have air units, right? So you can have a wing. So pretty cool. But for the vessels, or for the, you see there's those, but it doesn't look like there's any quote formations or so. That would be 4 of the 5 right there. But see, look at the upkeep I would have to spend. By keeping them in the reserve, I don't have to do the upkeep. And yes, you saw that I still had a trireme level ship in my navy. I haven't needed anything else. Okay, so this guy is done. You can see I'm green everywhere. I have quite a few building spots. So I could, for example, try to do another wonder over here. And why not? Because that helps us win the game, right? So I can try to build... I'm looking just for pure points. That one's going to give me 550. Someone else is building it. I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to just pay to finish it. And screw you, other nation. Okay, New Kaliningrad, I don't think has as much luxury. to just crank out more wonders. This has been a struggle, but I'm finally getting caught up on this. So here you can see I need to build something that gives them happiness. So there's like the art gallery here. Why not? Let's go ahead and do an art gallery. Claim generated. This has been a very powerful town because there's so many good resources here. You can see we have the uranium, which is huge. We've had, it's hard to see, but there's oil. There's the precious resources. They had more than just what I pointed out there. They had a lot more. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. um, okay, so we can take this one, which gives us 4. That one just gives us 2. Ironically, we have plenty of space here with these guys. If I do this, that'll let me build another wonder. Yeah, see, look, I got tons of building space. This is one of my newer cities, so it's a matter of I'm trying to catch up. And then you can see we have specialists. I was at a point in the game where I had a negative materials. So I took one of these spots that has 3. Actually, this one has 4. And you can see I just went and I just right here. That one has 4. I cranked out mine, mine, mine. Even though there's no special resource there, I just built industrial mines because I needed to get this into the plus. Very negative this got. And so one of the things I was doing is I was coming here and doing something like this to boost it even more. But as you can tell, I don't necessarily need to. We built another. The knowledge was very low in a lot of cities. It doesn't matter. I built the university for the knowledge more than for what it produces. And here I built a coffee house. The coffee house does boost our research. I don't know how that's represented, but it does make the research bigger for, I guess, certain cities. Oh, also, Copernicus here. We've been trading with them quite nicely, and he's starting to make some good items. So, like I didn't even know how to make a treasury bond, but there you go. So, like, I'm taking a telescope from him, and I'm taking steel from him. I probably don't need the steel anymore, but see the preserved food, very critical for me, and anything that produces food, I was taking. Like, I should probably maybe take some glass. For the longest time, I was taking the indoor stove from him. And you can see over here, actually, I don't even need to scroll. I'm getting a coin. I'm getting some glasses because I don't produce those. I don't produce gears anymore. I've shifted my factories away. But getting 0.2 a turn is enough. Because I do spend gears from time to time, but that's it. I have plenty of these. I have 526, so I can go ahead and stop doing that one. This I never have enough of. And so, like, what else do I need? And I'm going to say I want a piano from him. So now, I hit confirm, and now I'm going to need a piano 1 every 6 turns. And it's not just him. I mean, I can trade with, for example, Charlemagne, but he's not as far along in the research tech, but he still makes the preserved food. So if I'm getting 1 preserved food from Poland and 1 from the HRE, now I'm getting 2 of them. And that's some of the game you got to play here. Is you got to decide, like, if I really want certain resources, maybe prioritize those. But I'm generally happy with what I'm getting. I don't rely on them a tremendous amount, but the food ones, like the preserved food, I am actually relying on. Uh, I my surplus would not be higher than my spend if I lost the trade agreement.
You have built the Sagrada Familia.
So this AI assistant is something that can be made at a factory, and it's actually an input. Well, you can use it at your homes, but it's also used for cybernetics, which is the top secret military base thing. So I'm actually missing that right now. So I need another factory. And then as far as like what else do we produce, this will give us a medical lab and gene therapy. So we're going to go ahead and go for that. And then our Triumph that we built in one turn. It's right here. So whoever that other player was, we're cranking out masterpieces. And we have, you build something that can showcase. I do have a big gripe, like the scrolling here is very poor. Like this museum allows us to have 3 masterpieces on show, so I'm getting 30 a turn. And then 40 a turn for this one, and so forth. So the exhibition hall, the art gallery. So the art gallery does let you display, and I think we're building another one, so I'll be able to get another one going. Alright, so Basom Frio needs to build something. We're at minus 84 food, so we gotta do something about that. But I already know what I want to build. We're gonna go here to Sala, and we're gonna build a factory. We need to start building some AI. Then look at this. Poland's right up next to us. I couldn't settle this area even if I wanted to. This is as far east as I can go. So I'm not worried about that. But it is interesting how he's encroaching. He doesn't need to. There's like... Look at all this empty space. I mean, I guess this is nicer empty space, but still. Alright, so getting back to Basom Frio, we need 84 food. This is a little painful too. Like at the top, I want to say I want food. These are in alphabetical order, which is a horrible way to sort them. So now I gotta find the food ones. Okay, I got a beer. I got a bread. Right here I have canned foods. Gives me 100 city food. Boom. There we go. So now it's going to keep growing. And then I also noticed... I don't know how a school ended up here, but that's horrible. That should be a skyscraper. And you can see I got one there. That's fine. We'll add that to the queue as well. And then as far as our boosts go, like we got a naval base built with them, which was meant to be deploying our navy. Oh, and here's another thing I learned: your security strength it dictates the strength of your force when you deploy them. So if I deploy them in this city and I'm at 100 security, I'm going to get massive bonuses to those units. If I deploy them to another city that has lower security, they actually take a penalty. And it's only the city that you deploy in. You don't need it everywhere. And I thought it was like, this is a minus 5% to units that are fortified in your city. But I don't think that's the case. It's something I'm still learning. It's confusing. I wish they were a little more transparent about it. So, airport here, 15 prosperity. But that's huge. And yeah, I got some more. Look at that. I have 3 more points. So I have all these things. I'll just leave it there. I don't even have something to spend it on. As soon as I build a factory, I can boost it. 1 second. Okay, so, alright, New Moscow. We're looking really great here. We're looking great there. We're at 24. New Moscow's doing fantastic. So what are we going to build? Well, maybe we can build a wonder. I just don't know if there's that much. Yeah, there's not that much space left. This is the perfect city to start producing some military. And again, this is painful. Look at this. Crossbowmen are still on the list. Like, I want... What's my best archer class? What's my best, range, or however they divide themselves? So a crossbowman, for example, is showing up as it's a ranged unit. Okay, so then these cannons are siege units. Cyber soldiers are infantry. I mean, you can grind through it, right? The anti-cavalry. I mean, obviously that's a better range unit than the crossbowman. And I'm not trying to say, hey, let's never be able to build crossbowmen again. I mean, it's okay that the option's there. I just want it to be hidden, unless I'm specifically looking for it. And I know I'm looking at this keyword down here, but here's your symbols up here too. So you can see, like, this is a anti-cavalry and a gunpowder, so it counts as both. And that's the thing. Some of these count as more than one. So ship and cannon ship. Mechanized infantry is infantry and modern infantry. So very cool. Modern armor is cavalry, etc. I mean, a lot of it makes total sense. It's just that special operatives is range. See? I wouldn't have guessed that, but I can see it here. So really, this is the modern version of the crossbowman. So I would like the crossbowman and all the other ones to disappear. I want the riflemen and musketmen to be off this list. What's a synth? Oh, no, never mind. The synth soldier is probably a higher version. Here it's got 99 strength. That one only has 80. So here you go. We got an even stronger one. See, I didn't even know that. So, and it, like, things like the UAV is interesting. It's considered a helicopter for purposes of, formations. And, anyways, you get the gist, my friends. So, lots of cool stuff, though. I mean, they got guided missile launchers. You got your battleship here. It's very cool. It's just cluttered. So, for example, with the air units. Oh, look, I can at least do this. So I just want to do air units. There we go. That's at least semi-helpful. So I know I have a jet fighter I just built. Let's make a stealth bomber, although I think I already had one in the works. And then let's look at the sea units. I got quite a few of those already in the works. I do like that the filter updated itself. That was nice. These are your specialists, by the way. I never made an oracle ever, or a missionary. See, like, this lets you choose different things, like culture, science. But it's for the wonders. And then when you go here, it's, whoever designed the game, you had a really awkward idea of what kind of filters to put on there. So now we got another one. Now here you can see our knowledge is super poor. So I'm looking for things like university, library, even a data center. Yeah, the data center would be a good upgrade. They're running out of space too, but we'll go ahead and we'll build a data center for them. And here's another claim. This is what I was talking about. I can't take... So Poland took this land, but it's not like that was land I could have taken. And I can take this one. This is the last piece of land. This one and this one. Everything else is sea zones from here on out. Sea zones do generate some nice money. I did have a spot where I was almost out of money too. I went negative for a while. But I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. And then you can see we got upgrades again. These experts are very nice, but sometimes, like if you ask me what consumes most of my time in this game, it's this. I'm trying to find ways to spend my experts that are meaningful. Like I don't need to boost this. I have 8,768 surplus. I have plenty of greens. So then it's like, okay, where do I want to spend my experts? And none of them matter. And look, I already filled this up. That's right, we ran into this last time. So I got even more. So I'm wasting that one too. Once I get my factories built, then I said that before. So here you go. I just built 2. So I have a fighter and a bomber. Interesting. So I'm going to get another bomber and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so now we have a claim generated. So this is Dagestan. So both Ufa and Dagestan are competing for these. But what I've been doing is I've been taking as much as I could up here. Like I could even take the Caribbean Sea with them. And yes, I am going to go ahead and do that. They have plenty of things to use it for. I did get specialist, but this is an easy one. I want to upgrade the farm. And you can see I'm still at 14. There's stuff here. Like I know I want that. This is an interesting one. I need prosperity, and there's a prosperity one on here. I just can't remember which one it was. Oh gosh, gourmet meals. But letter of credit right there. It gives me 25 prosperity. Or I could just build something. Or right here, the mobile phone. Newspaper helps. Even the pastries give me plus 10. There you go. Now I'm green everywhere. Alright. Another claim. So this guy is running out of space, but can take land over here. Or more water. We're going to go ahead and take the land. Definitely the food. Look at this. I didn't even have... I think I recently purchased it. See, I'm at minus 168. That's what my issue is with this guy is he needs food bad. I bet he needs canned goods. Let's go up to canned goods. See there, I'm capped out. I only have 3 surplus. So, I either have to remove it from another city, or no, he's one of the ones using it. Holy crap. This city did not have, like I had some 4 food zones, but I very poorly, like I built a water well. I mean, I could destroy it and put a farm there, but that's been my issue with this particular city is I was not smart in my food management. If you ever play this, and I know I've said this before, but food needs to be, you have to always think about, anywhere where you see these 4 food icons, you need to think about, okay, I need to save those for farms. And you want at least 2 to 3 full regions. full farms. It's not enough to just have one with 4 sectors and all 4 of those are farms. That'll get you far, don't get me wrong. It'll get you up to 17, 18, even 19 size city. But then you're going to need another one. That gets you to 24, 25. And then if you want to get to 30, you're going to need the stove plus more. Now these fishing ones, they do give you some decent food, but anyways. So what do I do with this last one? You can see the happiness, everything is poor for this. The happiness is actually causing him to make less food. So that's actually an issue. So is there something here, since like for example, that's 15 happiness. That's 15. This is 20. Sure. We'll do that. And then I didn't catch it, but I think I went from being negative 180 to negative 130. So the food production just went up because the happiness went up. And this art gallery will help it even more. And this was, we already handled that.
You have created Johns Hopkins Hospital.
There she be. And here you can see I'm at 40,800. I'm assuming this is telling me that the game's ending. Let's find out. Alright, UFA just made that art gallery. And look at that. No, this couldn't have been UFA. So UFA needs security. So lots of choices here, but good one has been this. No, not that one. Not that one. Actually, the barracks is really good. If I haven't built that. Yeah, it gives me 15 security. Oh. We're going to go ahead and build it there. And then I have another one of these. Definitely can't do cell phone. It's just a filler. This is the one. So now we're at minus 67. See, you build up the happiness, and then all of a sudden, things aren't so bad. Alright, so what else can we do to build happiness? There's a lot of choices. Look at this. 15 to all quality of life stats. It's a city limit item. Absolutely. It only costs 500. I'm going to boost that. Now we got ourselves an armada. I think we... Oh, game ending. Okay, now I've triggered a 25 turn countdown. 25 turns is a lot of turns at the end.
First glance, it appears to be just another hospital. But that's far from the truth. The standards set here will change the world forever, ushering in revolutions in care that all nations will benefit from.
I've been to Johns Hopkins. It's near Baltimore. Was doing some research there. Okay, so at this point, I have my advisors, more or less. I haven't changed them the whole game. So at this point, when I'm taking these guys, I'm taking them for their masterpiece. And I'm going to go ahead and select this one because
Zhang Zhongjing,
the
Chinese
books,
Han Dynasty.
the books are the most prevalent. It looks like I have a lot of music ones now too, but the book is a big one. So I'm going to go ahead and add them. And then we got... so I could switch them around if I wanted to, but, you know, plus 3 available merchants. I'm happy with that. Right, we finish another research. This one lets us get maglev strikers, which that's an anti-cavalry, a geothermal power plant, a combat mecha, which is replacing the tank, and the food replication. I already have gourmet meals. We learned that a long time ago. Community garden will help with happiness. Alright, so we're back to this city, which I forgot to boost for a while. So, yeah, this, as you can tell, the research, or the religion's doing great. This city, the reason this was important, it's my only aluminum factory. I'm making 1.5, and I need experts. So I need them to grow. And they're at 5, so I'm going to start getting experts very soon. And what do I want to do next with them? That's a great question. I think we just want them to keep growing. Is there anything that helps with growth? There might be. I just don't remember off the top of my head. I know there's amenities to help with city growth. Well, actually farms do. So I have this region here that's meant for farms, so let's go ahead and get that going. Not irrigated farm. Industrial farm. 7 turns. I'll let that cook for a little while. Okay, back to Ufa. Things are good all across the board. Now it's asking me to build something again. We built a wonder. I can build some fishies. It is going to finish soon and go to 26. So let's do exactly that. I will go ahead and do industrial. Because I have enough resources now. Kaliningrad. Look at that. I'm at plus 64. This is the one that was just at minus 130 something, wasn't it? All because I got the happiness up. So that's the trick, folks, is keep the happiness up and then the food production is not so bad. So with that being said, what do I produce now? I could have sworn I was building a factory somewhere. Wonder why that hasn't finished yet. We'll build another one. Alright, so now we got a claim. This city has been awesome too. Look at this. I got 2 rubber resources here. So I'm producing a whole bunch of rubber. It's my only place in my entire area that produces rubber. I got some nuclear resources here. Look at this. That's a solar power plant. We should check that out. I got natural gas. All kinds of great resources. Let's go ahead and click. And here you can see I got coffee, cows, goats. Where's our solar power plant? That's the academy. There it is. That also produces 1 a turn. Interesting. Alright, so this one's minus 11 food. So let's get that boosted. Super low, some of this stuff. Could do that one. The canned foods I'm getting to my limit on. Beer. Let's do the formal or fine clothes. Alright, so the knowledge is really poor. And I got residents queued up. It's going to be a while before I get that fixed. So, this is another boxed in area. We just got our first one that I can't spend. 2 and 2 are the only options I have. 2 and 2. And I'm at minus 469, but you can see I got the same dilemma with them. Hope I don't want to do it that way. So they got, I mean, you can see I got their food boosted as much as possible. No, I don't. Right, well, at least we got that much boosted. There's a lot of food boosts I can do here. Okay. The problem they have is it's a happiness issue. I gotta get these stats up. So what am I doing up here that can change? This is actually tough. I don't know why it's so poor. I mean, this one can definitely go away. The problem is I can't do like the cell phone. Only getting 0.5. This will give me 20 city happiness, which did not change that situation. Yeah, so we're gonna, yeah, there's a lot to do with this one. So we're gonna have to come back to that later. Here we go. We built our first factory. Over in this city, at least. What do I want to build from that factory? I want to build this AI thing. I don't want to do that. Maybe I do. Because, well, I can afford 30. That's expensive, but I'm doing it. I can afford the plastic. And I can afford the electronics. So there you go. I'm making one every 3 turns. And I can put some experts there. And if you recall, this was the city where we put the 3 guys there that were waiting for somewhere else to go. We actually have a 4th one here waiting for somewhere else to go. So we come down and it's not what I can do it from here. There we go. So now we're producing one every 3 turns, but that's good. City tier, that just means I got another plus sign. I'll worry about that later. I'm green again. I don't know what caused that to change all of a sudden? No, this isn't the one that has all the bad. They have bad knowledge, yes, but... So we just need to find one of these spots and crank up. That looks perfect. Another masterpiece. Oh, a long time ago we built an art gallery, I thought. Yep, we did. Alright, so the green means I already have them built. So right now I'm missing the book, or I'm missing the 2 pieces of art. But I have the 3 of these. So since this is going to give me 30 points a turn, and with the potential to go to 50, I'm going to choose Opulence. Then you just click on them, and so this is unassigned. This one's unassigned. Ah, they were green and it had the number 2 on it. So I'm actually missing 3 of them. But that's fine. I got 2 of them filled in, and even though it's not completely filled in, I'm still getting 20 points a turn. And now we're to New Moscow. At this point, I never know what to do. Let's build that nuclear power plant. I would swear I've built a nuclear power plant somewhere else. They're not showing up. Or maybe it's just power. Nope. See? Nuclear power plant. The solar power plant is not showing up either. I wonder why that's the case. So I built a nuclear power plant somewhere. I would swear UFO was one of them. The question is where? There it is. So again, I don't do anything. It just produces 3 power. And that would actually improve city health and generate 3 more power. So, okay, that's interesting. So here you can see we got a lot to do. Not a lot of zones to build stuff in, but I got prosperity. I have knowledge. With the prosperity, airport's usually the best. And I've already built an airport. So that's not going to work. The shopping mall helps with the prosperity. It gives me 15 prosperity. Well, so does stadium. Well, that gives me 15 happiness. Yeah, we need all of it, actually. Where's the arcology thing? See, I'm missing glass. I'm producing 16 a turn. Not enough. Yeah, not enough. So a stadium would not do what I want. I think the shopping mall is what I want. I can also produce things with the shopping mall. Alright, we got our Air Force ready to go. Tobacco plants are huge. Get an industrial farm on one of those bad boys. It'll generate a lot of gold. That's actually what got me out of my slump. This will give me more fur. Okay, so brand new skyscraper was built. Um, this helps with production. This gives you extra health. At this stage in the game, I don't need the production, so I'm taking the health. This is production. This is health or happiness. And then this up here is health. Um, so I don't need the happiness at the moment. So I am going to go ahead and just take the production. Which did bump this up, I just noticed. So if I change that... Yeah, that just made it 208. Okay, fair enough, I'm taking the production. Indoor stove gives you health. Air conditioners give you health and happiness. So they give you both. So that's why I've been building air conditioners. The light bulb is just better than the candle. It gives you knowledge. And then here I am just starting to build AI assistants. And as I told you, I don't have radio or television. The AI assistant helps with production. The game console is a big happiness one. But the piano is something I've been building that gives you happiness and knowledge. And then last but not least, the refrigerator or the clock. The clock gives you a 10% force health when mustering units and build production and knowledge, but the refrigerator is king on this. That just boosted my food by a whole lot. And as noted, we have more of these. I have no idea where to put them. It doesn't appear that any of these are necessary, but when all else fails, the wood gives you craft and harvest production. So I know I'm doing okay in the wood department now, but I still have PTSD for when I wasn't. So so yeah, some people could argue this is a lot of micromanagement. I guess it is, and that's where the tools though would help. Like if I had tools here, like okay, I want to improve my knowledge. Gosh darn it, I just want to come here and click on the knowledge button and see what I can build. It wouldn't take that long, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I'll have maybe a list of 8 to 10 items, but I can easily choose among those which one I want to build. I got this big long list I'm scrolling through, and half of them are downgraded versions of something else that's just superior, and that's the gripe. This some future expansion or update needs to address this big time. Okay, so Asha Machia. It's like, look at this police stations. They're worth building. Look at that. That's really nice. You can get it up to 45 security with a police station. Okay, so what do I want to build with this Asha Machia? I do have 3 of these. I need to upgrade my farm, first of all. I can put 2 of them there. I can put 1 on the police station. Yeah, and I don't need extra iron, so we'll put another one on a police station. I don't need the extra coffee either. So there you go. I got 100 security out of this sucker. Police stations aren't bad. See, that's a mental note I gotta remember. Security, police stations.
Advisors come to you overjoyed.
It just
Your
costs
efforts to
200
invest
wealth.
in your city have borne.
Perfect. Alright, new factory. So we're at the 460. What do I want to build? I got the air conditioners going. I'm happy with, I think, my production. I maybe want more electronics. The one thing I'm not making is microwave ovens, but all they're used for is for your buildings. They're not used for anything else. I'm sorry, they can be used as amenities. I think I want to build more of these. question is can I? That's gonna... Yeah, I'm spending a lot of wealth, but... Yeah, I gotta make more plastic. This is the big one. Sure, I'll spend that. I know I can get rid of that one. I can get rid of these. I am producing enough cars now. So we're gonna boost all 3 of those. And yeah, now I'm stuck again. So I'll leave one there. So you go, I'm at 24. And there you go, I got the skyscraper. Good. Alright, so now I can build community gardens, which all that does is improve my happiness. And what next? We can go with... This one will give me 30 points. Not that I'm worried. Okay, UFA. Needs knowledge and security. We just learned police. They must have already built a police something. I didn't realize that they did. They have a police station? Oh, look at this. Gotta get that going. AI assistant. Gonna do the piano though. Right there it is. So by assigning those guys, I just made the security go up. Now granted, I need food, so I should have assigned something to the food. But like, I don't need somebody on the coffee house. We can do that. Make a tractor, and then boom. +1's all you need, baby. That's another interesting one. Okay, so what are we going to produce with them? Well, oh yeah, I built an incinerator. This is a once per nation. But see, that also only gives you one... I think you get this really early in the game. That's the only reason why you would build this. Because it gives you negatives and only one per... I mean, it's really a waste. Okay, what am I producing? For the knowledge, I would need... Well, no. Archaeology. I need that somewhere else. Those resources. I would like a university, a school. Maybe a radio tower? Yes, radio tower will work. And then we could grab another spot. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this, because that'll give us food. Alright, now we're at New Kaliningrad, so we're looking good. We're looking good here. We can go all the way up to 30. See, everything's rocking and rolling with this guy. So, what do I build? Great question. Usually I build something like that's going to produce something I need. Like maybe a cybernetic or something like that, but I don't need anything. This is a great time to build military. Well, usually, like we said, when all else fails, you need a factory. I don't want to put it down there. I did not tell it to build a farm. I told it to build a factory. I don't know what happened there. Alright, New Moscow. Again, another city that's doing great. Doing great. Growing. What do? They are running out of space, so I don't want to, like, just plop factories all the time. Like, they're sort of getting low on some stuff. I guess these guys have a police station. It's like, for example, I don't have a school here. I mean, they are at 81. I'm not super concerned. The other thing we could do is we could just gather knowledge or gather wealth. I've been trying to avoid that most of the game. I'll build an airport. No, okay, this is the city. We wanted to build the arcology. So we're at 29. We're at minus 230. So that's why we're struggling so much. I'm at minus 230 with this guy. I have one zone left. It does have 4 food. So we can get some industrial food going. But with the arcology, we're going to get all of these to go up. In fact, can I afford it? Yes, I'm going to rush it. And I probably need to consider... So I'm going to go here to the Bering Sea and demolish this. And we'll replace it with an industrial one next turn. Another idle city. Jeez Louise. Okay, so here in Moscow we have 2. So now I can finally take a zone. So I can take any of these. I can take any of this fish out here. These have always been taunting me the whole game. But I think I'm actually going to take this one. It's got an oil, and it's got 4 zones for us to build in. Actually, we're doing okay, but still. We'll go to our crafters. I don't need these 2 guys here, because we got plenty of that going on. Let's boost our plastic. Oh, boost our security chips. I don't need to boost the fuselage. Maybe. I would rather boost this than that. This is not a bad one to boost. Okay, I guess I'm cool with where it's at. And Moscow itself. So here you can see we need... So did we build a police station with them? We have not. So that's a perfect thing to do in Moscow here. Then this city's growing. We've been trying to get this because that has titanium. And we got our first specialist, and I need more aluminum badly. It was 1.8, so we were able to get it up to 2.1. That's my only aluminum in the entire game. Alright, I think, given my situation, we need more electronics. See, I'm spending 3 aluminum. I can give it some copper. The silicates, very important. And I can just spend 5. And I'm at 2.9, and then I can boost it. That was New Kaliningrad, huh? I don't need all the dye. I do probably need the food, don't I? Oh, not yet. I definitely don't need the coal. I didn't even bother upgrading the mine. Let's go to crafters. We're gonna boost this chips. We're gonna boost the phone. That really just... that just gave us extra wealth. Oh, I need to boost that. We're gonna boost that instead. Do I need the... nope. We're gonna boost this. And so here, now I can build something else, or I can build more phones. I think I need to build more phones. I'm already spending all my phones. You can see my plastic is... but 5 wealth is not a big deal. This is where the electronics come in. And it's either 35 wealth or 1 computer. I'll do the 1 computer. Their city tier increased. That's fine. So did theirs. Like, I don't need this to be boosted. There's some really weird boosts going on over here. I don't have any crafters that matter over here. And that's it. We're mixing and, you know, rinsing and repeating over and over. I got 20 more turns before this sucker ends. I mean, you could argue, Jeff, just hit end turn 20 times. Like, you don't have to do this. You're right, I don't. I did want to get at least 1 city to level 30, which I haven't done. So this one I have 3 empty spots. They're asking me to build something. Is that a 4 food zone? It is. I should not have been building some of the stuff I've been building. They're low on food. This city's never been a big food producer. That's okay. So we built the archaeology thing. We're still at negative 150 on our path to getting the... So I just gotta buck up and build another farm somewhere. Which I don't think I can. Oh no, I can build one here. So we're gonna do the industrial fishing farm to see if that helps, but... yeah, I'm gonna have to build a farm. With that one. Oh gosh. I could... yeah, I really could just put everybody on, You know, just generate wealth. That's 3. That's 3. 3. 3. Nothing. I can build a farm, it's just not going to be ideal. That's also 3. Yeah, see, this guy's also at 29. Um, I'm at my limit there, so now I'm just choosing one of these. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to upgrade what we have. So Dagestan just grew like mad. See, look at all that money. Then we're going to put heavy plows, jumps to 200, then 224, then 236, 272. And for the first time we have negative deficit on food, but that's not an issue. We got 51,000 surplus food. And apparently I got even more to spend. So I'm just going to fill that out for now. Ah, and then they're asking for a project. Same deal with Ufa. Kaliningrad. See, that's the other thing too, is I'm producing so much. I have like production that's high, so I'm producing items like every turn. Okay, we're looking good with this particular guy. We're gonna do it for 10 turns. Hmm. Definitely don't need that one. There it is. Police station. I totally forgot. I'm trying to get this deficit removed. So I don't want to be building a shopping mall. I should probably, I mean, the police station thing helped, but I don't need these two, for example. I never even bothered doing that. Or that. There it is. Oh, let's get some tractors in. Well, here, let's change this to harvesters so we can see. Oh, see, I'm out of tractors already. That's why I have two things building tractors. It's crazy. Alright, we're at minus 237. It's still a mountain away. And again, what do you build, right? Maybe the drones can only be used as an amenity for 5% production. I need more glass. I'm just going into let's beat the game mode. Although that does trigger me. I just built a fusion research center. How did that not help? See, the coffee provides +5 research per turn. And so you put coffees in universities, you put coffee in something like this. I mean, each one of those is giving you 5 research points a turn. That's a big thing. I mean, he needs food, he needs everything. And yeah, that's right. This guy doesn't have a strong ability to make food. So we've been relying on this for his food. Alright, food problem solved. So now we go to the knowledge. A library or a university really does... That gives us knowledge. So let's do a library. And they get to claim something. So this is one. It produces the heavy metals, which you can see are needed for all of our advanced stuff. Roof is looking good. Man, everybody's kung fu fighting here. Alright, we're 65 away. If I do a fuel, it's 97. Power is also 97, so they're interchangeable. They really are. And I'm down to minus 23. I'm so close to being able to pull it off. Like, that drops it by substantial amount. I don't, like, usually the fishing is actually better to put your specialists on than the farm. Well, here, I don't need these. So I'll take all 3 of those off. So let's do experiment. 146 to 157. So that's what, 11? This is 8 to 21, which is not 11. This is an industrial one. 11. That one, see? But see, this one was only 4 more. Like, that went from 11 to 24. But yeah, this is only another 50%. So I'm going to just come up to here and boost that by 150%. Then there you go. Look at that. +1. Yay! We're on our way to 30. Oh. In this case, the power does generate more than the fuel. Alright. I'm not actually producing any more of these, we're just burning our supply. And it's working out to be just fine. Same is true here, I'm not producing any more of those either. And the wheel and the rope. I mean, I just basically built up my surplus and then let it go. I was thinking I needed to produce more plastic, but I think I have plenty of plastic. It's the electronics I'm still low on. Do I do it again? I guess I do. Copper. Alright, so claim another region. See, minus 54 on this one. The happiness is the issue with this guy. So what we're going to do is stop gathering knowledge. So this was like all the way down to 17. I could probably fix my food issue just by spending time on this. Which, again, I keep saying I don't need to. I just need to end the game, and here I am. It's like a perfectionist thing. Or OCD, I don't know what the right word is. I'm just one food away. Oh, come on. Is there anything else that gives food? Beer. Beer gives food. Boom. So geothermal power plant, I'm assuming is just like all the other ones, where it generates the amount of power return. Doesn't say. Well, here we go. It yields 1 power. And that's the last one. Alright, so you get yourself textile. Now we got another one. Oh, I wasn't done. Just got a statue. Now I'm at plus 88 food. I was barely making it. I would swear if 5 turns didn't go by. We're crushing. Absolutely crushing. I mean, many of you could argue, why are you even playing this game? And it's a great point. I wanted to play it all the way to the end because I wanted to experience, you know, like, when you're getting to the end like this, I'm realizing that electronics and computers, like, I need a lot of silicate. Like, that's not something I would have learned if I would have quit a while ago. So some of these dynamics in the game, you know, they don't kick or rear their head until later. Another shopping mall. They're idle already? So I get 500 prestige just for researching this. That's how they get their food. Build some fishing stuff. Just trying to end the game, folks. I mean, I really could try to grow it, but yeah. Let's not worry about this. He's out of space. What size was he? 27. I need paintings. This is interesting. I'm at 162 surplus. I got all these amenities I could still add. I mean, they definitely need help with stuff, but I know I have paintings out there, but I got sculptures and songs. There we go. We finished the research. I guess I just keep researching the same thing. I mean, so what's interesting mechanic about the game is the moment you get to this age, it triggers the 20 turn countdown. So within those 20 turns, I just researched everything, including this, and I guess I'm getting an opportunity to research it again. Alright, I've been a goober. I can just do infinity. I guess I just always looked at it as, hey, I might come back and have to help the city, but who cares? There's people who are begging the developers to remove the city cap. I honestly don't know how you'd want to play this game with more cities than what you currently have here. Is that a sculpture? I don't even know what that is. That's a failure in my book. So, like, if I was really gung-ho about scoring as much points as possible, we'd be using these final turns to build things that let us display our masterpieces so we can get more points. Just whatever you can to maximize points, just like if you're playing a board game. Look at that. feels a little lame, but Civilization games tend to do that. So I had 26 million, religious leader, victorious rank 1, average happiness. See, this is the thing I let falter by speeding the end game. But yeah, it was total domination. No, what would I do differently? Well, we played a small map with 8 people. If I played a large map, like the largest possible, I think you can have as many as 12, 16. I mean, if you have all those extra civilizations in the game, there's a good chance that between all of them, at least some of them are going to give you a run for your money. That's not to say I still won't win in good fashion, because that is the number one feedback that people give, is that once you figure it out, it's pretty easy to win on normal. And I just proved it. This is my first full game. You just saw me get the achievement. And, yeah, I made mistakes in this. And I started playing, then I recorded a playthrough for a while with you guys. And then I, skipped that and I started again. And that's this playthrough with Russia. So I finished this one all the way. So this is my third attempt at doing a playthrough. And I went all the way to the end. I made mistakes even with this one that I next time won't make, or will do better. But yeah, I think I could, I would like to try normal with more competition, but I still think I'd probably win. And so then it's like, okay, well, how much do I crank up the difficulty? That much I don't know the answer to, because, the difficulty options, as I am aware, it just gives the AI bonuses. Like, it takes them less turns to build something, which of course will let them compete with you on the score. So, anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.